Hello everyone, today we're working on a 1998 Ford Windstar 3.8 and we're with our sidekick. And so we got these sensors, switch sensors for the doors because our dome light stays on. Today we're gonna do the driver's side door and the passenger side door and the rear lift gate. Just get started on the passenger side door. Alright, first step, you wanna take your Phillips and you have two Phillips screw heads here, one here and one on this other side down here. So we're going to have Steve get in there and remove these. Alright, Steve is taking off the screw. Alright, so we got both screws off, 1 and 2. Now we have to pry this paneling off, as well as this one, because behind here there's another screw that you need to remove. Alright, and to remove the panel we have an easier way, which is a panel puller. You can also use a flat screwdriver, but it's easier to use the panel puller. Alright, so you want to do is center your panel puller noise. Clips 1, 2, 3, and then we got to remove this panel here as well. Pull them up, and there you go. 1, 2, 3 clips. Now you want to remove these pigtails. Gotta push that prong, push it in and pull, put that aside, and then there's a screw right here. Alright, so you remove the screw, and we're almost there. Set that screw aside, move your harness, pigtail terminals out of the way. Then you want to take this little panel off a little bit better. It's got only one, but be careful you don't break this off, because that's what it engages down there. And now you're ready to lift the entire panel up. You hold it from here in the bottom and you lift up, and it's out. We set that aside. See where the light is shining? There's a pigtail that goes into it, and then sensor goes into the latch. Let's see if we can take it off from here. If not, we're going to disassemble the entire assembly latch. Alright, so it's out. What you want to do is take off the pigtail. It's kind of a struggle. And then you turn it towards the right and pull down. Alright, so here's your old one. This is the new one. And we're ready to install. So what we're going to do is kind of have this end of the connector as far right as you can, and go up and then turn left, so that this prong here can engage inside the door latch. Alright, so we're going to try and put this in. So I have it with the terminal, the female terminal end of the connector as far right, and I put it all the way up in, and then we twist towards the left. and then as soon as you hear it snap, it's in. And then you take your connector, put it back in, and plug it in. And there you go. Alright, and so with the help of our sidekick, we're gonna go ahead and do everything in reverse. Put on the door panel, connect all the wires, put on the screws, and let's get started.
We're putting everything back together now.
Make sure you align this here, align this with this here, your door lock. Make sure it's centered in. Make sure you have your cables or pigtails as you're pressing back on this panel towards the door, and then you just slide it down because there's hooks back there. I'm sure you noticed. And it's there now, so now we're going to put back the screw into where it belongs. And then we're going to do this here, our switch panel. Connect the pigtails back in, down, and whack it if you need to, so that it sits in its location. And we got this guy. Don't forget about this lip here. You insert that first, kind of in an angle, and then you whack this side up there. Get this paneling, line it up, find its location, and then just start whacking away. Don't break anything, but just firmly whack or press, and that's it for the clip stuff. Now we have to screw on our screws at the bottom. Let's grab those screws, and we're gonna have Steve put these on. So, alright, Steve is now tightening up the screws at the bottom. And it looks like he's pretty much done. Okay, so now we're going to do two of them for the rear lift gate. So here's one on this side, and the other one's on here, but we have to remove this panel here, this cover, and for that, the easiest way to remove it is with a panel puller tool. So let's get started on doing that. Okay, so first off, you want to take these little prongs off here. There's 4 of them, so that when you start taking this panel off, this doesn't get in the way. So you insert, and you pry slowly, gently, and there you go, comes off. As you can see, got them all off, and now you kind of just pull on these so that all the clips come out, like so. There we go. So there you have it. It's off with a little bit of pulling and stuff, and with your panel puller if you have it. If not, you can also use these crimpers, but be careful not to damage anything. You put it in there and you pry, or needle nose pliers work as well, as long as they fit. On the sides maybe, you pry. A little bit more of a struggle, but it can be done. And then you just pull. Alright, as you can see there, this one looks a little bit easier than the passenger side door. There's one, and then there's two right there. So we twist and pull. Alright, so what you want to do here is you want to grab the switch and turn it downward so it disengages from its lock. So just turn it down and out. Gotta disengage this little notch here. Alright, let's do the other one. Alright, so after you unclip the terminal or the pigtail, now you can go ahead and remove the sensor, the switch. It's kind of dark here. So you push it upward, like that, and out. Alright, so here's the new one. Since we pushed up and out, now we have to insert this one with this facing up. Kind of feel that it goes in, push it all the way in. There's a little bit of resistance. Why is that? Because this here, this push pin or prong, is giving it the resistance, and that's why it needs this to engage when you twist down. So push it down or push it inward and then turn it towards you, and there it is, it's in. Now all you have to do is plug the connector back in. Like so, until it clips, and you're done with that side. So here's the new one for the other side. The other side, I mean, we are at the back of the minivan at the lift gate. So this side is the driver's side. So this one, we took it out by turning it downward and pulling out. So now we're going to insert in this direction with and there it clips in. It's ready. Alright, so once you have it out and ready, and that stuff on it is just electrical grease so it doesn't get rusted, and then you go ahead and insert and click it or push it in until it clicks. Alright, so one thing you want to keep in mind is that locking lever. Make sure you guide it in to this hole very carefully. Alright, make sure you insert these little clips they took off. There's one there, and here's the other one. Push them back in. It goes back in. Here in the center, there's a guide to line it to the hole. There's a few other clips that you pulled off, as you remember when you did that. So that's it for the rear panel of the liftgate. Alright, so we're on the driver's side door panel now. Same thing as the passenger side. You have two screws, one here, one on the other side. And for some reason, we have a third one here. Not sure why, but the other one didn't have that. And then you have that screw that's behind here when you remove these two panels or covers. Okay, so once you remove the two, and on this side, 3 screws, you begin removing the covers with, if you have it, a panel puller. If not, a flat screwdriver would do the... Alright, don't forget you gotta remove this guy up here too. Pop it off. Don't forget about that lip down there. You don't want to break that off. And remove this and this, like I said. So this is pretty much being held by one clip at this point. I already removed this clip and this clip back here. So if you pry that, that's what that sounds like. And these clips are pried off. Clip there. There you go. Now we have to unplug all these. So you just take them off. Make sure you press on the release lever and then pull. Alright, that one's off. Alright, that screw. Take the screw off. Now you're ready to lift. And since I didn't show you guys, this is what I was talking about on the other side. The passenger side, it's got these hooks. That's why we need to lift the panel to remove it. And then start from the top while guiding this guy in and then pressing down because it goes in these little gaps here. Use my hand if it's in the way. There we go. So I was able to push this here and pull. Alright, so the pigtail's out of the way. And now we have to push this guy to the right to disengage. Okay, so it's out. Sorry I didn't record that. I just couldn't do it with one hand. Had to do it with two. This one was really stuck in there, but it was turning it to the right to disengage. And now here's a new one. So we need to put it in this direction with the connector part facing the glass or front of the door. turn it until you hear it snap. So 10. And then you connect the plug back in till you hear it click, and that's it. Alright then, now we put everything back in the reverse order, beginning with our door panel, like I said earlier. Okay, make sure you grab a hold of these harnesses, these pigtails, and guide them through here so that when you're pushing this down and over this lip here, they don't get stuck back there, because then it's going to be hard to grab them out, as well as make sure you guide this guy. Everything should align. Just double check to make sure that you don't have a big gap here. If you do have a gap, remove it again and align it. Put your switches back on. Alright, now that you've connected the pigtails into the switch ports, you want to put in that screw that goes in here. And align this. Make sure that none of the wires get caught up on this edge. And then just press it down firmly. Cover. Align it. And press it down firmly. Alright, and then we have this guy. You got that bottom piece in there. Guide it in. And guide the clip in. The screws back on. 2 at the bottom, 1 on the side. Alright, so that pretty much does it. So, hope this helps you guys on how to remove and replace these switches for the door jambs on these doors for a Ford Windstar 98.